This trick to get gas for a penny is going to get banned in the US. This ex-programmer got fired from his job at a German car manufacturer after exposing a software bug in the...
All right, let's get into today's top story and talk about these 14 days, because we are watching the United States collapse right in front of our eyes, and it's all part of a plan to deindustrialize the Western world. So, yeah, the United States is going to feel the brunt of this, but heck, it's Europe. We're seeing the trouble, of course, recession hitting in Germany, in Italy. We see already what's happening in the United Kingdom. A few weeks ago, we covered the energy crisis that's about to destroy the United States. At the time, it was only 25 days left. And this was from the White House, by the way. This came from economic advisor Brian Deese, who said, we have about 25 days left of reserve energy in our diesel supply. That's it. It's about to run out. That was 11 days ago. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. In fact, it's only gotten worse. And why is the mainstream media, by the way, totally ignoring the story?
Totally ignoring beyond that. In fact, the headlines, if you just sort of do your own cursory search around it, are, yeah, it is about, 14 days, but it's okay. It's not going to run out. There's nothing to worry about. That is the active headline narrative that you find when you just do any sort of mainstream Google News search or CNN search.
Well, because they're all in the tank. We know they're all in the tank for them and this administration. And of course, you're going to see that when we talk about the Intercept story a little bit later in the DHS the leaks about how in cahoots they are to keep these guys in office in Washington. So, of course, you're not going to see any negative news right now about the Biden administration or Democrats. I mean, look how they bent over backwards to try to tell you that Paul Pelosi was attacked by a MAGA supporter. How ridiculous that was. So we now know how ridiculous all of this is.
Abe in the chat wants to know, where's Ukraine getting the diesel to run weapons?
Question.
Because a lot of that machinery also runs on diesel. That's a great question. Thanks for asking it. We don't have answers.
We don't. Well, I think we do have answers.
We can guess.
We can guess where that diesel fuel is coming from and how the military-industrial complex can carry on wars around the world with all of the fuel that they need to provide for their tanks and everything else. But Americans and normal people throughout Europe are going to suffer. So again, nothing has changed. The Biden administration hasn't done anything different than it said 11 days ago when it told us about this shortage. In fact, it's only gotten worse. We'll have more on that specifically in a second on how it's gotten worse. Now, you remember, of course, over the summer, President Biden went to Saudi Arabia. He did the big fist bump with the Saudi prince, and he had one job. Right? We say that you have one job. You have one job. That job is that you're going there specifically to kiss their ring and ask for more oil, for them to produce more oil. That's the only reason you're going there. That's it. There's no other reason. And he failed on that. And guess what? Not only did the Saudis not agree to more production, in fact, they did the opposite and they cut production. But then, of course, the Biden administration said, we're consequences. Right? You cut oil, now there's consequences for you.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't just Saudi Arabia that voted for that oil production cut. It was all OPEC plus nations. They collectively.
They are the leader.
Yes, but it got a majority vote. Nobody dissented.
Yeah. So he was there basically, hey, you're the leader here. Push OPEC nations, push Venezuela, push the other members of OPEC to make these production increases, right? Because we're going to be suffering. We didn't plan ahead, so we need your help in all of this. So anyway, we vow a payback. We also learned that the Biden administration asked them to delay the cutting of the oil production. This was like the icing on the cake, right? They were asked to delay the cutting of oil production by 1 month until after the U.S. midterm elections, which to me, that is just, come on. That's the biggest.
It's dirty.
We know it's going to be bad, but just can you let us get through the midterm elections so it doesn't screw us up? We don't want to lose this election.
This is a manipulation of things for political gain. And so if you think about asking someone for a favor that will not harm you in the election, how much different is that for what Michael Cohen went to jail for?
Good point.
Michael Cohen went to jail to hide the Stormy Daniels affair,
right?
Which they say was election interference. So isn't this also election interference?
Right. You're asking a foreign government to literally
give you a political favor.
Right. Before the midterms. And not just Saudi Arabia, as you pointed out, all of these other members of the OPEC countries. Arguably maybe even worse than what Michael Cohen did. But no one's going to bring him up on this.
Well, I just did. I don't expect it to go much further than what I just said.
So Karine Jean-Pierre, the White House specimen,
The White House press secretary. Don't say that.
The White House press secretary, who is just a mouthpiece of the regime, went on CNN with Wolf Blitzer. And because, Biden had one job when he went to Saudi Arabia. It was to increase production of oil to help the United States. That's the only reason we paid his taxpayer dollars to fly there. So she lies right to our face when Wolf Blitzer asks her some tough questions about that very trip. Watch.
I'm anxious to get your thoughts on this New York Times report that U.S. officials thought they had a deal with the Saudis before the president went to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia for his meeting with the Crown Prince. But they thought they had a deal on oil supplies and oil, price of oil, but that the Saudis backed out of that deal. What can you tell us about
So
that?
we have been very clear about how we believe parts of that report was mischaracterized, and there has been some changes that have been made to that report. Look, we've also been clear that our trip, that the president's trip to the Middle East, was not about oil.
Was there an
gas prices
understanding,
go down.
Karine, with the Saudis that the Saudis then backed away from?
Again, the trip was not about oil.
You're just lying. You're lying. And, it's amazing to watch her sort of struggle when she doesn't have her notebook in front of her, too. And flicking the eyes, like, blinking so much. Like, what am I going to say here? What am I going to say? It's a total lie. The whole and President Biden told us before the trip that it was about increasing oil.
This is the Patriot Power Sidekick, and it's going to help me power all of this right here in the middle of nowhere. This little device right here is going to give me hours of the juice I need to work remotely. My laptop, monitor, phone, and even this paper shredder can run for hours. I just plug everything in and it comes right on. This lunchbox-sized solar generator only weighs about 8 pounds and has a 300 watt capacity. That means I can take the ability to power all of my favorite devices anywhere I go. But this mini generator is more than just light. It's powered by light. This portable charging station is solar powered, and each one comes with this foldable solar panel that you see right here. That means now you can skip carrying around external batteries and gas, because this generator never needs gas, ever. This mini solar generator can run some larger devices too, like your TV. And the Patriot Power Sidekick is dead silent. Some generators are really loud, especially the ones that use gas. That means when you use them, you're alerting everyone around you that you have power. Plus, you can't even hear yourself think. But this mini solar generator keeps the thought stealthy. And stealthy means it can come with you in the deer blind to run a fan or keep you occupied. It can even power your mini fridge, a true staple for all hunting trips. You should also know we sell out of our most popular products all of the time. Sometimes we even take months, even a full year to get to the point of stable inventory again. Why do we sell out so fast? Maybe it's because we offer free shipping and bonuses with all of our generators. Not to mention a full year money back guarantee if your generator doesn't work exactly how you want it to. Click the link and see how this sidekick is going to let you power your electric needs with solar power. The link is only going to be there a little bit longer, so click it now before this video ends. But before I go, check out what some of these folks are saying about getting their hands on their own Patriot Power Sidekicks.
So the sidekick seriously has saved our butts. A handful of times we're able to run our mini fridge off of that, as well as lights, and charge our phones.
Winter Texas storm. I'm never going to feel that helpless again. That is not happening to me. And that's why.
The thing that I was most happy with was my Patriot Power Sidekick. And then that night I plugged my CPAP machine into there, and it ran it all night long.
The solar panels have been working great. This thing was down about 80% last night, but now I'm back up to 100%, so that should last us the rest of tonight. Great price point, great features, works great. Highly recommend you all getting one.
Hey, it's me again. This video is going to end in about 10 seconds, so if you're still here, click that button right now to go to where you can get your own Patriot Power Sidekick.
drinking warm water before bed, fixes tooth and gum problems overnight. People are healing decay.
Yes, because otherwise he had intended to make Saudi Arabia a pariah.
A pariah. Yeah, which he said on the campaign trail. And by the way, speaking of the campaign trail, it reminded me of this moment because remember, I mean, these fossil fuels like coal, natural gas, crude oil, like the United States would cease to function as a nation if those things were eliminated or drawn down on specifically. Without it, societies collapse. We knew that this was coming. Biden told us during the campaign, during a debate with President Trump, and this was arguably one of the most important moments of these entire debates. Of course, didn't matter because he ended up, quote unquote, going on to take the White House anyway. But here's what exactly happened. Watch.
I have one final
question. Would he close down the oil industry?
It falls.
Would you close down the oil industry?
By the way, I would transition from the oil industry, yes.
Oh,
I will
that's
transition.
A big statement.
It is a big statement because
big statement.
I would stop.
Why would you do that?
Because the oil industry pollutes significantly.
I see.
Here's the deal. But
that's
you
a
can't
big
do
statement.
that. Well, if you let me finish the statement, because it has to be replaced by renewable energy over time. And I'd stop giving to the oil industry, I'd stop giving them federal subsidies. He won't give federal subsidies to the gas, to solar and wind.
Yeah.
Why are we giving it to oil industry?
We actually do give it to solar and wind.
We
and
have
that's
one
maybe the
final
biggest
question.
statement in terms of business. That's the biggest statement.
Okay.
Because
We have
basically
one
what he's
final
saying
question,
is he is
Mr.
going to
President.
destroy the oil industry. Okay. Will you remember that, Texas? Will you remember that, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma?
Vice President Biden, let me.
I see that through such a different lens now, because when he just sort of blanketly says, well, because it pollutes, right? And he's like, that's a big statement. And he goes, yeah, I will quantify it. And he doesn't.
No, he doesn't quantify
now,
it.
after all of this reading that I've been doing, I'm actually quite annoyed.
Yeah, I would be.
Yeah, okay. I feel like I feel like such a fool for the way I watched that so many years ago.
I mean, because people we all sort of think, oh yeah, fossil fuels, they pollute, right? And so you just say that as a blanket statement, and you're like, yeah, I guess when I'm driving behind a car and I suck in all that, okay, yeah, that's pollution. But what you don't understand is that all of your fossil fuels is being used to power all of those electric cars that you're giving all of these subsidies to. It's the whole hypocrite. I mean, it's absolute hypocrisy, top to bottom. But of course, that's exactly what happened. He telegraphed and he told us that. That was just one of many times he was telling us that he was going to shut down this industry and move us away from these things. And now it's much worse. So here's what we're facing as of this morning. So into some of the details now. The U.S. diesel shortage is worsening. The U.S. diesel shortage is worsening as distillate inventories crash to multi-year lows. U.S. refiners permanently shutting down some refining capacity at the start of the pandemic when the fuel demand plunged. Think about transportation, food production, the agricultural industries, electricity, consumer. So your electricity relies on diesel fuel, relies on fuel. Consumer industries, all of the transportation to get your food on the grocery stores, diesel fuel. CNBC is calling this the perfect storm because diesel prices are up 33% for November and are expected to keep going.
In fact, look at this headline from CNBC just today. Diesel market is in a perfect storm as prices surge and supply dwindles ahead of winter. But check out this key takeaway that I circled, and I'm going to read it for you because I know that's too small. Diesel reserves have not been this low since 1951. And a ban on Russian products set for next year will intensify competition for that fuel. So next year, we have more bans coming, more sanctions. In fact, on February 5th, a ban on refined Russian products goes into effect. So you thought it was already as bad as it can get. It's not. It's getting worse. And in case you might not have noticed, there is kind of a bigger need for fuel in the year 2022 than there was in the year 1951 when we had this same level of supply. Check out this source. Now our population has more than doubled. Inventory is about the same, and demand is, 4 times as much. But, it was 1.02 million in 1951. Now it's 4.2 million. But back in 1951, when we had this same level of inventory, or roughly the same level of inventory, We had 102 days supply because the demand was so much lower. So, okay, we're going to burn right through that, right? Speaking of transportation, though, there is actually another railway strike that may be on the horizon because 2 unions voted down the compromise that President Biden proposed last September. So not only could there not be diesel fuel, there also could not be railroads running to deliver all of your goods. This would not happen before the midterm elections, but it's coming, and the media is keeping it very quiet because they don't want you to think that this might be a sign of a worsening economy under Democratic control of Congress. But that is exactly what's happening. They're saying that U.S. refineries are operating on 102% right now. So not just 100%, they're operating at 102%. So someone's getting whipped to work faster. And even still, we can't get diesel. We can't get it. So the question is, can we get it from overseas? No, we cannot, because of something called the Jones Act. The Jones Act is also known as the Merchant Marine Act of 1920, prohibits a foreign vessel from transporting all goods between 2 U.S. ports. It requires all cargo transported between U.S. ports be carried on ships that are U.S. flagged and built, and mostly owned and crewed by Americans. So according to Marine Traffic, the 55 Jones Act tankers are all in use right now. There's only 55. When you think about it, that's not enough.
Right.
One way to add more supply is for the Department of Homeland Security to temporarily waive the act for foreign vessels. If they did that, check out these numbers, because it's actually a lot more expensive to use U.S. tankers than it would be to use a foreign-built tanker. For instance, right now, a Jones Act tanker carrying 300,000 barrels of diesel from Houston to Boston costs approximately 16 cents per gallon. If we waive the Jones Act, a foreign flag tanker carrying the same amount of fuel and heading to the identical location is estimated to cost half, 8 cents per gallon. That translates into a $1 million savings per tanker. That's one of the reasons why energy traders favor using foreign flag tankers versus Jones Act tanker.
And these ships, of course, use diesel on top. So they're transporting diesel, using diesel,
and they don't have enough.
Someone in the chat said, "Do you think that this will come to fruition?" You guys talk about this. I hope it doesn't. The reason we're doing it is so that people don't die. The reason we're doing this story is, by the way, we were the only news organization covering this story with our size audience. And then I think 48 hours later or 24 hours later, I saw it on Fox and Tucker covered the story. So awesome for him for covering the story. So between our show and that show, really the only shows covering this story on a large scale. And that's why we're doing it, so that people pay attention. If there's any members of Washington actually watching our show, I hear from congressmen who write to me, so they're watching. You can make a change. You can force change on this, because people are going to die. They're not going to be able to afford to keep on their heat in their house.
Yeah.
Because first of all, there's not going to be any, or they're going to be charged an enormous amount of money. I've seen multiple reports from people in different parts of the country, specifically though in the Northeast, because that's where they're going to hit the hardest, where they're having to make a choice between, getting food or even paying the rent and keeping the heat on.
Yes. Yeah. It's not just about, the sort of dollar section at Target will be empty because you can't ship those things from China. This is much more serious than that. This is about no food, no fuel, no food.
Right. So it goes worse.
And unfortunately, we've set this up, this whole economy up this way to where we're shipping food over to China and back. And so it's a huge swath of our food comes from over there. So we've just set up this system that's just destined to fail. It's completely based on fuel.
Well, that's why I said at the top, this is all about the deindustrialization of the West. We want to take this stuff away from Americans' hands and out of Europeans' hands. This is all part of this plan by these globalists to drive us away from this, to speed the transition off of fossil fuels. Now, I see people in the chat sometimes say, and they're not fossil fuels. They're fuels, they're not fossil fuels. We colloquially call them fossil fuels. I mean, call them, I guess, whatever you want. They're not fossils anymore.
Right.
So, okay. Anyway, natural gas, crude oil, petroleum, stuff that's not solar and wind, I guess, is what we want to call them. I don't know what if anyone has a better name for them,
than fossil fuels.
Fossil fuels, then I guess come up with
Ancient
that.
captured sun energy. That's basically what it is.
Old ferns.
Ancient captured sun energy.
So what is the Biden administration even doing about this in Congress? I mean, here's an answer from the White House's most condescending lackey, John Kirby. I can't stand this guy. Watch his response to this question.
What are we doing to increase the supply of diesel, given that the Energy Information Administration said as of October 14th, the U.S. only had about a 25-day supply. You have the Northeast and New York already rationing home heating oil. What are we doing to prepare for the winter and to ramp up supply of diesel?
I'll take the question on the diesel because I just don't have the data on that in front of me. So let me take that and we'll get back to you on that. But writ large, the president has been working very, very hard to make sure that we're that not only are we ready for fluctuations that could come, and of course the prices are going down, and we think that's important. But that we are also doing what we can to help our European friends and partners who are also going to be facing a long, cold winter. We have
the choice this election: stay the course or change direction. Liberal Elaine Luria thinks Biden's doing great and votes with him 99% of the time. Liberal Elaine Luria. If you're ready for change, she's standing in the way.
This is the stuff your insurance company doesn't want you to know about. Have you noticed your auto insurance payments have practically
doubled our commitment? The commitment he made in March for natural gas exports to Europe, we've doubled that commitment.
By the way, out of the kindness of our own hearts. So we blow up the Nord Stream pipeline, and now conveniently we're doubling our natural gas exports, out of the kindness of our hearts. By the way, we also quadrupled the price tag as well. So we're just so kind.
In terms of actual, getting things over there, getting natural gas over there. And we are working with foreign suppliers of natural gas and oil to see if we can't help our European partners diversify their own storage and supplies.
Okay. So we're doing everything we can for Europe right now. But can't answer the question at all. Like, do you feel any better about it? What are you doing here at home? Nothing. The president is working around the clock. He's working tirelessly to do what? To do what? Give us some specifics. He didn't give us one answer. Nothing there. The Biden administration actually granted, interestingly, more oil leases on federal land than any administration in U.S. history. So that sounds great, right? 3,500 permits the Biden administration handed out to oil companies. Trump only did 2,600. So on paper, the Biden administration likes to tout that number, though we've just given out so many more, right? So what's going on here? Sounds interesting, right? Well, something's not adding up then. All of these extra permits sound great. So why aren't the big 2 or big 3 oil companies in the United States using them? Chevron, Exxon, Shell, et cetera. Why aren't they using them? Well, more oil means cheaper fuel prices, right? When there's more supply, then there's less demand. And then, of course, that drives down prices, and then profits are lower. And, of course, as these big oil companies absolutely want to keep raking in profits, they don't want to have a cheaper cost of oil. They want these profits. Look at the record Q2 numbers for compared to last year. The dark line is this year compared to last year. Look at the numbers. Drastic for Exxon, Chevron, Shell, BP. Just crushing profits that they've had this year over last year. So Biden could give these leases to these major companies. And what he could do, though, is invite a lot of junior producers, smaller companies to come in, competition. So that's one thing you could do, right? Invite competition for these oil leases, and where these companies might actually drill on them. But a lot of these big oil companies right now are just sitting on these leases. They're not actually doing anything with them. And of course, another big piece of the argument is a lot of these federal leases that the Biden administration has been giving out, there's no oil under the ground where they've given out these leases. So it's kind of a whole dog and pony show. I'm giving you the leases, but we're sitting on the leases, but there's no oil underneath where the ground of the leases you gave me. It's a whole charade. But it's all part of a dance that they're doing because these lobbyists in Washington pay them billions of dollars. I mean, they're there in Washington lobbying the heck out of the Biden administration, lobbying the heck out of Republicans and Democrats. They're all in cahoots with this.
But it's interesting because just on Monday, The Biden administration was addressing the record quarterly profits for all of these big oil companies, Exxon, BP, Chevron. And he's saying, I think it's time that we put higher taxes on your profits. And he said specifically, at a time of war, any company receiving historic windfall profits like this has a responsibility to act beyond the narrow self-interest of its executives and shareholders. And I had a viewer today write me quite rightly and point out, when did we declare war? Congress hasn't declared war.
We're in wartime, but I thought we were in peacetime. No, we're in wartime. I mean, I guess because, as the Washington Post is now reporting and confirming that we have American soldiers in Ukraine.
Okay, then we deserve a congressional declaration.
Yeah, let's do it.
All of us do.
So these guys are all corrupt. I mean, you know this. All these guys are corrupt. So think about a junior producer, though, wanting to produce oil. Let's say I came up with the Clayton Oil Company, and I go to Washington. I'm like, hey, I'm going to start to drill. Well, of course, I would be run out of town because all of the lobbyists for the big oil companies they don't want. All right. A junior producer, though, wanting to produce oil. And Let's say I came
There
up with the
we
Clayton Oil
go.
Company.
And they can turn off that background noise.
Like, hey,
Ho, 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 ho. Hey, what's up, Brian? Thank you. What the frickin'? Yeah, the last time I had her on camera, she clawed the shit out of me. If you guys don't remember that, you've just been informed. To my, what do we got here? The roaming prepper. Good morning. Hello. Good morning, my friend. How are you? Good to see you, bro. I don't get to see you very often in the chat. Let's see here. Been saying good mornings to all of the TikTok people that have been popping in. I think it's only fair to hit up the YouTubes. Looks like Bradley was first. Hicktown Honey, good morning. I got notified. Yeah, we're going to talk about that here briefly. That's kind of an interesting thing that's happening right now. Got Debbie, you got Janice, you got BK 1008, got Bob Peter, good morning. Ronan, got notified through Twitter. I guess it's a good thing I actually do that too, huh? Viking Queen, I love that shit. We got old Doug. Doug's out there doing the best he can for all of us. If you're in the Patreon, you know what Doug's doing right now. Super awesome, cool stuff. Doug, good luck today, and we will talk to you this weekend. Let's see. Dog and Ball showed up. We got some Catitude. We got some JDM. Let's see here. We got some Barb. Who else is in here? Cool Colt showed up. Nice, nice. And obviously the Roaming Prepper. We got some Billy Buck. Let's see, and I think that's it for the YouTube side right now. I don't see anything in the, let's see in the member chat if anybody's talking about anything in the, Bradley, Brado. I've seen a bunch of Iranian military videos the last couple of days on YouTube Shorts. They're mainly showing them being stronger than Indian and American military. Kind of insulting, but just laugh. Yeah, there's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. All right, so let's get back on the, what do we got here? Connie Mensch showed up. Nice, Piney Creek, hello from Texas. Aurora Rings, good morning, good morning. Let's see, right, so I knew when you went live. I gotcha. Let's see here. We got some stuff open here. There will be blood. I don't know about that. I guess that's the whole thing, you know. Let's see, Connie's in both sides. Got Debbie, good morning. All right, so it looks like it has settled down. I think it's hilarious. It starts off at like 250 watchers on TikTok, and then it like shrinks down to somewhere between 60, and then about halfway through the show, it goes back up to 100. The temperature in the car, but I'm here for a bit. Gotcha, organizing. Good to see you, Pineapple. Good to see you. On the YouTube side, I put a mention out there earlier. If you could do me a favor, if you are just popping in, do me a favor, hit that like button one time. Just one ping, please, sir. And that will let the algorithm know that we are still here and alive. On the TikTok side, it looks like you guys are a little slow. Yep, she wants to get down. I'm going to let her down. You guys are a little slow. Yeah. I can't believe you wake up and you're freezing your ass off, and it's almost 70 degrees now. All the windows and doors are open. My husband says I need to be more, I guess this need to be more prepped than I am. Well, I'm going to go and say yes. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Good morning, Carla. Let's do the thumbs up, guys. We got, Miss Melody showed up. One of the Melodies is here. Maybe two of them, I'm not sure. They like to sneak in. I have two Melodies in the Patreon. They'll sneak in and but they are good kit. We got people making stuff happening on TikTok. That is good. TikTok people, could you please let's go ahead and crank the likes up. we need the algorithm to know that we are here. Now, while we're talking about the algorithm, if you guys have not noticed, so I did a little bit of an experiment over on TikTok, and it was strictly for me, but it worked out well, and I think some of the word got out. What the algorithms are doing right now. When I say the algorithms, that's right, I'm pouring me some coffee. I've got the old coffee mug up here. They are scared to death. What's up, old lady? Good morning. Enviro Mama, good morning. Yeah, I'm prepping for at least 2 months for food and family. That's a good place to go. Bitches be tripping. I love these names. All right, so with old Elon buying Twitter, this has put the fear of God into all of these other algorithmic type social media sites that we all populate, that we all use. And I told everybody to get your asses in Twitter. Okay, because there's a void there that it's a vacuum that has to be filled. And we're not going to go crazy, but all I'm saying is get you can find me pretty easy. It's Local Prepper, all one word, or go to localprepper.net and find my Twitter there and follow me there. I do some stuff on Twitter pretty much daily, but they're all scared to death, and they're all scared to death because of two reasons. One, old Elon refuses to bend the knee. He's refusing to bend the knee, and it's like it is one country or NGO or governmental organization after the other that is threatening to do something to him, and he just refuses to bend the knee. Then, yesterday, it was leaked out. It was either yesterday or the day before. It was leaked out that our U.S. government, our Department of Justice, our FBI, CIA, DEA, red flags flying everywhere. My God, I think they just made a folder on me. You guys already have a folder on me. Quit screwing around. It came out that there was a back door. There was a portal into Facebook that you could actually I don't like this. I'm with the Department of so-and-so. I think that this is disinformation. Please take this down. Click. And Facebook, whoa, we got a message from the government. They're so important. Oh, look. Oh, we better take that down. Whoa. And they're all scared to death. They're all scared to death. So I woke up to this morning, and it is systemic. It is happening on all of the platforms. And they have basically tuned their algorithms to start allowing more free speech. Not all of it, but just more of it. It's scaring the crap out of the people who thought that they were in control of everything. So I woke up to this in my email this morning. I'm going to go ahead and push this button right here. If you are not on the YouTubes, you can't read this stuff. Good morning, West Virginia Pappy, Crazy, Jeff No Thanks, Donna, and I think that's all of the ones that I see right now. And thank you guys for getting that up to 1,000 likes. If you could get that to 3K, that would bring many, many more people in here. Thank you very much, though. So I woke up to this morning, and once again, if you're on TikTok, I recommend that you get over to my YouTube channel. TikTok will always be here until they turn it off, until finally somebody in the administration goes, well, they're collecting so much information, and the Chinese, the CCP requires them to send that information back to them if they're going to be a company for the CCP. Yeah, those rules. If you have not read, it's like they already have you. You know what I'm saying? Is that why my YouTube looks broken? I don't know, but I can tell you that, and who asked that? Deanna. I can tell you that they've been playing with all of these sites. Every single one of them has been super clunky over the last 24 hours. Why? I don't know. I'm not. I have no connections deep on the inside of all these crazy places. But I can tell you that they worked fine 2 days ago, and they worked fine kind of over the weekend, and yeah. So yeah, some shit's going down. People that thought they were in control are in so much fear of what is going to happen. When you can't control the narrative anymore, when you can't shut down free speech anymore, it's over with. It's all over with. So whether you believe that it's like the New World Order's agenda is being messed with, they've got to accelerate things now. If you're one of those people that believe that, if you think that the government is flat out corrupt, unfortunately, it appears to be. That appears to be a truth. I mean, we keep seeing this crap every single day where something comes out where, that people are being identified or flagged or are being, there's a secret portal into Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. If there was one into Twitter, if there was one into Facebook, that means there was one into Twitter. That means that there was one into possibly TikTok. TikTok is smart enough to go, oh yeah, we'd love to hear what you have to think, and then just collect information on the government official who is making that request. And now they're talking about getting rid of TikTok again. Gee, didn't someone else say like in 2000, like, no, it wasn't then. It was earlier than that. It was like 2016 or maybe 2018, 19. It's like 2016. I think one of our presidents said that we needed to get rid of TikTok because they're Chinese and they collect all of our information and there's no way, and it's a national security issue. You remember that? Oh, now you don't know what you're talking about. Orange man, bad, whatever. And we're not going to make this political, so just pay attention. This has already been a position that has been pointed out years ago, and now mysteriously they're losing control, and they realize the one entity, that one piece of social media that they don't have their hands around the throat of is TikTok. And so now the FCC is like, well, we think it needs to go. I mean, they literally just copied and pasted exactly what was already printed by a former president's statement into their documents and sent it to the White House saying, we need to do something about this. This is trouble. A bunch of freaking hypocrites, man. It's freaking... hey, what's up, Josh? Things are great, bro. Things are great. So it'll be all over for TikTok, and we'll all know who they are. Possibly, David. That's one of the reasons I push people to the YouTube channel. TikTok is great. It's great for mass dissemination. TikTok is like a bullhorn, But I honestly wish you would all just go over to my YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? If YouTube had the followership over there that I have on TikTok, and I mean, it's massive. It's massive. Like on YouTube, I have I think it's like 2,700 followers. It's a drop in the bucket. That's why I call my YouTube family. That's where all the adults live. I've seen, the only thing I've ever seen as far as spam over there is some dude popping in trying to promote his porno site, which he instantly gets, you're gone, or somebody slips in thinking, I'm going to be smart, It's like, and it's almost like when a kid, the family gathering and there's a bunch of adults talking, and then this kid walks in and says, well, I think, and they all stare at him like, you're not even 30 yet. Shut the hell up. TikTok is no easier than YouTube. That is total bullshit, Busy. I'm sorry, I'm not pointing you out, but it's the truth. Notification's a notification. You know when something's going to happen or it's not going to happen, and then you push a button and you watch the video that you want to watch. It's either live or it's recorded. It is no different. For me, it is. Well, I okay. Oh, we're not adults. I always think it's funny when I call somebody adult, they're automatically like, don't you dare call me an adult. All right, so I just got this alarm on my computer. It says a USB device is not functioning. I don't know what it is. On the YouTube side, is my sound and my camera still good? Because I cannot tell. I have green lights across the board, but I need you guys to give me a 5x5 or something like that, please. Let's see here. Well, I'm watching on both. Well, I appreciate what the frickin'. I do appreciate that kind of support. Man, you can't buy that kind of support. You know what I'm saying? Let's just then if we get the older creators to move out. What? S'mores. There's no logic in that statement whatsoever. In fact, if you watch some of the TikTok videos, and we don't want to make this personal, okay? Okay, it looks like everything's good on YouTube and TikTok. Appreciate it, guys. TikTok is actually in the process of creating longer form format and content. They don't want any more dance girl videos. They want it to be like longer. You can actually upload 10-minute videos onto TikTok now. They want it to be like YouTube. They want to crush YouTube. They don't understand that that's not a good business model for them, but they want professionals to start using TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think I have a direct line to TikTok? Please tell me about how you know more about TikTok than I do. Please tell me about the individuals that you speak with on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And then we can go from there. Let's see. Older crowd is more prone to anti-communist propaganda. I don't know about that. That's, TikTok is extremely, extremely addictive. I have found myself I'm going to upload this video, right? So, upload that video. While that video is playing, TikTok's like, hey, watch this video. I don't like that one. Swipe. You know what I'm saying? And you are watching TikTok while you're uploading a video, and sometimes that stretches on. So, it is what it is. Let's see here. My body is midlife, but my mind is 12 years old. Deborah, tell nobody that ever again. All right, so what's going on with the diesel fuel? It's bad. It's really bad. But here, check this out. Like I said, I've got it up on the main screen on the YouTube page. This popped in this morning. Apparently, Rumble says it won't move its policy goalpost to appease France's censorship demands. So what France did was they decided they wanted to test the waters instead of just coming out and bowing up and saying, yo, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, you're going to do what we say you want to do. No, they did what the brown pants do. They went to what they thought was a media company that they could control or negotiate with, and which was Rumble. And Rumble based, if you guys know anything about Rumble, I am on Rumble, but I'm not a fan of Rumble because Rumble is it's ridiculous. I can put a video on YouTube, and that video will get about 100 views. And I'm not about the views. I'm just all about getting the information out. I can put the same video on TikTok, and it'll get 10,000 views in a week. But I'm even on Brighteon, and that will get 3,000 or 4,000 views, which is not bad. But you put a video on Rumble, and it's like 2 views. Their system is so ridiculous, it's almost not even worth putting it on there, but I got to give it a chance. Rumble is growing. They've been saying Rumble is growing forever. As soon as Rumble takes, how Rumble grows, Martin? If you know somebody over at Rumble, relay this message to them. Rumble, stop making people pay $10 a month to live stream, and Rumble will frickin' explode. This is the stupidity of these people. They could literally just have like a premium package. You know what I'm saying? They could create like a developer suite. And then charge for that, and people might come over. But if you just flat out say $10 a month to live stream, you're dead in the water. It's not happening. Excuse me a second. Oh, I apologize for being human. It's just shit that happens. Let's see here. So back on the old internet live stream, all that other crap. The reality is that these people are in pucker factor 12. They're being told, no, go away. The French government has demanded that Rumble block Russian news sources like Elon Musk. Okay, let me reread that. I'm sure I didn't get the grammar in that properly. The French government has demanded that Rumble block Russian news sources. Like Elon Musk, I won't move our goalposts for any foreign government. Rumble will turn off France entirely France isn't material to us, and we will challenge the legality of its demand. Yeah, interesting. They are all crapping their pants. People are standing up to them. They don't know what to do. This is typical bully crap where they just try to shut people down. For instance, Manchester Mail calls for jail time for those that spread offensive lies and conspiracies. Isn't that special? That's what do they call it? Social police crap. What is Rumble? I've never heard of it. Look it up, John. I'm sorry, but if you want to see Rumble, go push that button up there, that white thing, and then scroll down, or find the link in my bio, and then scroll down to where it says Rumble. You click on it. It's another way. It's like another YouTube, but you can say whatever you want to say there. Let's see here. And then, as usual, the Twitter sphere explodes. Surveillance. What do we have here? Dutch finance minister proposed increased financial surveillance. It's all directly related to CBDCs. All these socialist countries, okay? And I hate to say it, so I'm going to say, here's what's really freaking scary. All these countries that are our allies are socialist countries. Check it out. Australia. The UK. Oh, you didn't know that? They're socialists, okay? They've already been brain damaged and brainwashed. What else we got here? You got, what did we say? Switzerland, defense, the Dutch minister. You know what I'm saying? France. All these European countries and Euro-Asian countries, they're all frickin' socialists. They're all window-licking fools that it's not fair. But we're in these agreements with them now that we can't get out of, and frankly, the current administration doesn't want to get us out of it. What's up, Fluffer? Fluffier? What's up, Fluffier Power? All right, let's go. All right, so I wanted you guys to be aware of that. Now, let's see here. American, nope, we're not going to talk about it yet. All right, so one of the things that popped up today, and yes, I'm on Twitter. I've been on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, you need to. That is The Local Prepper, all one word, or Local Prepper, all one word. You'll find me there, and I am not one of those people that is quiet about my beliefs on Twitter. So, yeah, it may be interesting. It may not. It may hurt your feelings. But, I'm not here to make you happy. I'm just here to pass on my opinion. Let's see here. I don't know what that means. Sir Trump, Julia. Got to change your screen, Julia. This isn't that type of channel. Maybe move on. Maybe stay here. Let's see. This is an intelligent room or a Trump sheep room. Oh, here we go. That's 2 trolls. My God, it's not even 11 o'clock, and we've already got to dump these morons. Have a great day. Yay! Why would we want to get away from peaceful people? Well, Lulu, it's not about peaceful people. What it's about is socialism, okay? Lulu. Let me explain this to you, okay? One of the things that people that have basically this mindset or this thought that everything should be fair and that the world should be this glorious, shining light of utopia don't understand that there are bad people in the world. They don't understand that if you don't protect those things that are important to the world, those things that keep the balance, that you're just going to end up with a bunch of soft people making things hard for everybody else. All I saw was YouTube app called Instagram. I don't know what that means, David. They're not going to realize America is going socialist till it's too late. Colleen, you're absolutely right, and that's the thing. They all believe this is the right thing to do. Come on, we're doing the right thing, man. Come on, and that's their mentality. Let's see here. Gibby says, walked into pharmacy, the shelves are empty. They have like 2 or 3 or choices of 1 box each on display. Couldn't get cream cheese and coffee maker here for a while. Also, I had some, but the stores didn't. Hint, hint. Yeah, that's right. That comes right out of the Patreon, the inner circle. Hey, good morning, Full Blood. Good to see you. Socialist run works until you run out of the other people's money. Yeah, that's true, user. That's true, user. I like the picture. I don't know if that's you or a relative or whatever, dude. Hey, do me a favor. Change your freaking name so I know who you are, because I'm never going to remember user prison number 42041083333331. I'll never remember that. Hoorah. We're already out of money. Too many people can't get over their egos. I don't know if that's a poke or if that is just an honest statement about the place where we live now. I don't know if that what that is. Let's see here. I always subscribe to my people's YouTube channels. No guarantees TikTok will stick or act won't go down. Hicktown, honey, absolutely truth. You know, here's the thing. If they really want to come after something, they can, but it's going to cost them a lot of money, a lot of legal fight. It's going to take a long time. It's never going to be, well, the U.S. government has determined that you are a terrorist organization and we were going to turn this off. Click. And you never see TikTok ever again. Because they've never, ever, ever been able to do that. Never. Never once been able to do that. You know? So I wouldn't expect that. I wouldn't even think about that, you know? Let's see. All the platforms do is silence the truth. That there's some to that. That's what I'm saying. It's y'all. What in the hell are you talking about, Super Dave? Inquiring minds want to know. Lots of people being throttled. Is it possible for freedom or information to come into play? You know, it is, but here's the thing. They can't stop everybody. I have noticed even with the changes over the weekend and there have been massive changes. Twitter feels completely different, guys. Twitter is not this nutbag, fringe echo chamber. Those people they're throwing a fit. They're like cockroaches kicking their legs around. They think that there's a battle to be fought and that they can win, but they've already lost and they don't know it. And it's funny too, because I've actually been getting messages like, if I type SHTF, instantly the algorithm picks it up and says, we don't normally say things like that here on Twitter. Are you sure you want to do that? And that gives you 2 buttons to post or edit. I'm like, okay, maybe I don't need to tell somebody that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not angry. I'm not upset. Okay, so I just changed it to shut the hell up. STHO. And bloop, it goes right through. You know what I'm saying? And so there are some good things about content being moderated. You know what I'm saying? But when it's just flat out turned off, that's a problem. That's a problem. I mean, I think I've actually, to a civilian, okay, to somebody that I was not, in charge of in the military. I think I've said that to like 2 civilians in my entire life, SHTF. Because it is for a specific reason that you should be doing that. You should be so much, you should be really, really pissed off when you say that and just running through, that becomes your new catchphrase, copy and paste. That's a bad thing. Okay. So how many months of food stock should I have in your opinion? 3 months. Name change. Warren, Derry, gotcha, bro. You got 2. You're like Ricky Bobby, but backwards, man. You got 2 last names. Well, now I know who you are, and that's what matters, Is it time to invest in gold? No, you should have gold already. Chris showed up. Oh, my God. You said it, man. You said it out loud, so Chris just popped in. Good morning. My preps for today are for a colonoscopy. That's insane, man. Let's see here. Thank you. I'll be good tomorrow, except on meat, but hubby can hunt. Yeah, there you go. But don't count on that. Never. Anybody who believes that they're going to survive because they don't need to prepare for anything because they can just pick up their old rifle or bow and walk into the woods and come back with 100 pounds of meat, no problem. Yeah. A real hunter knows that could take days, and sometimes it doesn't even happen. And what happens when everybody is out in those same woods trying to do the same thing that you're going to do? Now it's the law of averages. Now you're not just fighting, nature. You're fighting the law of averages. And only so many people will win, so don't get locked in on that. Let's see. I got temp banned on Twitter for using a movie quote and told them that in my defense didn't care. When was that, Brian? When was that? Because I honestly, I see things changing over there. For sure, I got 2 deep freezers full right now. Nice. Let's see. That's what everybody thinks. Things will be over 100. Yeah, Hicktown honey. I tell people that all the time. I've actually told this to people. I ran into a friend. He may be watching right now. I don't know. We started talking about prepping. He's really interested. He found out that I'm on all these different platforms, and that I basically have a forum, and I answer questions. He started talking about this, that, and then he said, "But then I can hunt, so I'm not too worried." And then I reminded him that in the the real recession, not what Wikipedia labels as the Great Recession of 2008, the real recession, as well as the Great Depression, that deer were almost hunted to extinction here in the United States. Yeah. Think about that when it's like, well, I live somewhere, I got deer coming out my yard. I got deer that are crossing my driveway every single day. No problem. Think about that, okay? Think about the Great Depression and how why people were eating squirrels. Why do you think those the people, and I hate to say this because I'm going to kind of stereotype them for a second, but why do you think the people that live up in those mountains in West Virginia and Tennessee and North Carolina, you know what I'm saying, and even up in Pennsylvania, that whole mountain chain up there called the Appalachians, why do you think that those people grew up in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and even in the 50s eating squirrels and raccoons and possums? Let that sink in for a little while. Okay? So there's a lot to be said about a little bit of common sense and being overly prepared or putting too much weight on one way to prepare, which is why I stack cans, which is why I can, which is why I do the Mylar bags. You see what I'm saying? You got to spread it out, man. What's the old saying? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You got to get smart. Rabbits, that's right. And a lot of people don't know. You can't eat rabbits year-round. Ha, ha, ha. You didn't know that, did you? Okay, let's see. I asked my boys to pronounce the ingredients on the back of the bread, and they couldn't. Making bread now. That's freaking awesome. Who said that? Pooh Bear Bell. That's freaking awesome, lady. Let's see. Everything has a price. Appalachian people eat everything. God laughs at your preparations. Daniel, that's cool. He's God. He can do whatever he wants to do. Thanks for your useless post that made us all laugh. I appreciate you, man. Let's see here. Rabbits and squirrels are really good. I got tent banned a month ago. Learn how to can everything that you have in your freezer. There you go. Frog legs are delicious. I bought dry lentils yesterday. Lots of protein and iron. Yes. Lentils. Daniel, I don't know what that means, Daniel. You're walking the line, because if you're an American, then you have a president, regardless of what you think. All right. Last chance. First, last, and only warning. Have a great day, bro. Cannibalism is coming. No, I don't think that's coming, man. I don't think that's coming. Let's see here. True Chris says screen change for Daniel. No, Daniel has not done anything other than step out on the skyline. He's being watched, and that's it. He's done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Let's see here. Better fried and smothered in gravy with fresh biscuits. I think pretty much everything is like that, Let's see. Expand to almost my whole basement. All right, listen, man. The basement is the modern day. If you've got a basement, that's awesome. As long as it's dry and not musty down there, you got to do something about that first. But Basements are freaking awesome. I wish I had a basement because I want a root cellar. And basements are the modern day root cellar. It's just that easy, you know. But are you canning your own squirrels? BK asks. That's thinking outside of the box. That's for sure. Let's see. Why we have zombies already? I don't know. I have a dehumidifier. I'm putting an in-ground tornado. Nice, Miss Mo girl. Nice. Okay, so should always keep prep heavier before winter, but never stop. There you go. All right. Violets, yes, with a... Okay, so all this reading has got my eyeballs hurting. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Oh my God, we're only 35 minutes into this live stream, and I feel like you guys have been beating me in the head with those toy plastic bats. Let's see here. The new Swedish Prime Minister says he's open to nukes under NATO. So the people that are supposed to be for peace, you know, they just said it's okay. You guys can use nukes. It's okay. If it's NATO, it's okay. We're like, okay, we know we're part of NATO, and we think it's okay to use nukes. I mean, I don't think they have any, but oh boy. What about stockpiling ammo and gun parts? Yes, of course. I have canned trout. Diva, if you like fish, that's great. I am not a fish eater. Fish is survival food to me. You said you don't think there will be cannibalism. Why we have zombies already? Chucky, I don't know what that means. You're speaking in innuendo. Okay? Throw it out there. I'm not like the grammar police saying use full sentences, but, I mean, why? You said you don't think there will be cannibalism. Why we have zombies already? I don't know if you're making a joke. I don't know what you're doing. Get a reverse osmosis water filter. Yeah, I mean, you can do that. If you want to drink salt water, yeah, it's super group. That's a good idea. Always keep your hands and arm inside the ride at all times. Let's see here. LP, it's the first Wednesday of the month. I don't. Okay. Do only 1 hour if you need to today. No, I'll do Wednesday is 2 hours. Where are we at here? Rich liberals taste best. Oh, come on. Let's see. Just remember, you can't eat any of those things, and don't give me no crap about, I can just use my bullets to get food. Let's see here. Gator Stars, good morning. Good morning. Chris, I see it now. What do we got here? What do we got here? There was a couple other things that I wanted to show you here on Twitter. South Korea military says it fires 3 air-to-ground missiles after North Korea launch. Yeah, there's a lot of saber rattling going on. We do need to be aware of it, but once again, this falls under the thought process of not to worry about things you cannot control. If you're truly concerned about nuclear war, then why don't you have a mask so that you can get out of the buffer zone? Yeah, I sell them. So what? They're actually pretty good masks too. They're a serious deal. But one of the problems that I have is that I don't like to go out of my way to promote things that I don't know, man. It's difficult for me. If you want me to tell you about something, I will. If you want me to say something, I will. But I'm just not going to go out of my way. You know, I did the same thing when I was a Marine recruiter. You know, people are like, so how did you recruit so many people? And yeah, I did. I set a frickin' record. It was easy. I just told them the truth and told them that they didn't want to do it. Don't do it. If you want to do it, then go do it. I don't have time for your shit. 3 more people will get in my van tomorrow if I ask them to. I don't need you. You know, people like honesty. That's the truth. You know, there's a product that's on. If you guys have not seen this product that is showing up on all the other preppers channels right now, it's going to be interesting when mine gets here, because I'm going to actually test it. And we're going to find out. Let's see. Colonial Times in the Carolinas. Window liquor, yes, even in early colonial era. I wish there was a way to make the text on the YouTube. Is there a way to make the text on my YouTube bigger? Oh my God, look at that. Holy shnikey. And I've got something on the members chat too. Our squirrels. Somebody in the members chat is showing me pictures of canned squirrel that they have canned. Preppers will be targets for looters. That's what do you think of indoor hydroponic gardens? I think it's a great idea as long as you can feed them. That's the problem with hydroponics. You have to feed the source. It's either a fish that you're feeding or it's the actual chemicals that you're using. Hydroponics, you have to feed the algae, and with chemicals, and with aquaponics, you have to feed the fish to create the environment to grow the food. Prepper's Blue Tune 1. So Blue Tune, you got me thinking. You got me wondering who you are, bro. So let me break this down for you. So Blue Tune 1 says preppers will be targets for looters. Well, if you're a good prepper, Blue Tune, you don't tell people where all your shit is, okay? And the people that do know that you're a prepper are only people that you trust. And so I'm not sure how you would become a target. Me, it's a different story. People know who I am. Some people even know where I live. I'm on the eastern shore of Virginia. But I'm not concerned about that because I tell people the same thing that I will tell you. I only invest in one stock, and that is shovels. And I've never carried one. So have a great day. Let's see here. My lifeguard walks on water. Oh, okay. It's like the room just filled, and it's great to have 100 people in here. It really is, because I'm normally around 60 or 70. But you have to factor in the odds that some loonies are gonna pop in here, and it's normally just some kid who's bored, and I'll just say pepper is cold, or some crap like that. What's up, Stacy? What's up? Let's see. That's when the 1911 comes into play. There you go, wise guy. There you go. And so I could make this my I'm trying to make my my YouTube chat a little bigger. Every time I have to make something bigger on my screen, I always feel like some old geezer, like he's got his giant magnet that he's like trying to read the paper with and stuff. All right, here. And my nose will not stop running. I don't know why. All right. Let's pour some more coffee. Lead 20 more for 1,000. Can I get some checks, please? I don't know what that means, Stacy, but if that means everybody else hitting that like button on TikTok, get busy. Get busy. Tick, 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 tick. Shovels and 811 on speed dial. You only got to call 811 once, man. To put those flags out, you know where everything is. You should have called them already. I've even printed recipes I know I'm going to need. Yeah, absolutely. There's no reason. Why wouldn't you have a recipe book or, I tell you, one of the best books that's ever been printed, no joke, is the original Betty Crocker cookbook. There's also another book. I don't know if I have it. Hold on a second. I was actually looking at it the other day, so I know it's not on the shelf. Damn it, where is that book? It's like this. It's labeled like how to cook everything. It's amazing. I mean, you can literally oh my God, there's a recipe in there. It's just amazing. Let's see here. Good morning to you. Oh my God. Caliber, gotcha, bro. It took me a second. The wheels spun and the cogs locked for a second, and then boop. You may have Pinterest. I do have Pinterest. I don't really post a lot of stuff there, but I think it's like, I don't know. I got all the Instagrams. Let's see here. I have my mom's Betty Crocker cookbook. It's got to be about 70 years old. Banging. That stuff is perfect. And a lot of the stuff that's in the Betty Crocker cookbook, you could easily adapt to cooking on a fire or a brick or a wood-fired brick oven. No problem. Let's see here. Window liquor. Nice, Deborah. Carolinas have plenty of food. Pew pews. Blah 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 blah. It's going to be shock when AI. We all just show up. Hey, I'm not going to believe anybody's going to show up at my house until I see the spandex in my P.O. box. If you're not in the Patreon, you don't know what that means. Let's see. Went to Amish grocery store and got a lot of cookbooks. Nice. That is awesome. I'm working on a medical 3 ring binder of what I don't have knowledge on. Hey, I'm telling you, man, Ozark Sapper. That's awesome. You know, I always recommend the what is it? You got the Special Forces medical book. The problem with that book is that it's dependent on modern medicine. That's a good book to start. I believe the British SAS. You can buy it on Amazon. Yes, I sell stuff on Amazon too. Terror. You think you can find that stuff in the British SAS book as well. And there's a lot of free stuff out there online that you can literally just like hit the Control P and boom. Next thing you know, you're three punching that sucker and putting it in there. You know, dogs are good alarms and protections. Stock dog food, unless you have a dog like mine who is sleeping in the other room and does not care about any of this stuff. Let's see here. I'm getting you a spandex. JDM says, I swear I'm getting you spandex. I don't know what spandex beat is. Let's see. I have my article. Yeah, there you go. I mean, like I said, as long as the medical is not dependent on modern technology or medicine beyond like antibiotics, you know what I'm saying? Then it's an awesome book to have, but they're useless once I know the Special Forces medical book. It's put out by SOCOM, and you can actually buy it on Amazon. It's like you got to know the name of what is wrong, okay, before you can find out how to treat it. So if you're not like a doctor, a nurse, a practicing something, you know what I'm saying? If you don't already have all this medical training, then the book is useless to you. It's almost like a dictionary of another language that you don't know how to speak. So I would not get too sucked into that. I would definitely be looking. I would look at that kind of book as a reference for professionals and not for somebody who wants to like help somebody after the apocalypse. It's not going to help you. You can get used books on eBay fairly cheap. That's very true too. That's very true too. My Patreons actually have a link to a website that they can print out these books for free. Maybe you should be a Patreon. It's $3 a month. Support the page. Go up here, click that, click my link, and go to support the page. And then start giving Patreon your credit card information, and maybe you can have that link too. Ha ha. JK says The Complete Guide to Pressure Canning is a great book to have on the shelf. Yes, that is an awesome book. That is an awesome book. I wish I had it. I am more of a like once I learn something, it's there. I don't have to have that anymore. The variable change, I just adjust the profile, and that's it. I need a book for what can be used from nature as medical. That's Cindy. That's an awesome one. That's an awesome one. Local Prepper, check Discord members chat. What are we doing? What are we doing? Scrolling down. Had a couple of rabbits in there. I thought you were joking. My guys. Oh my God. Is it time? Is it time? All right, guys. I'm going to push button number 1. And I will see you in a few minutes. I've got to do something with Penny. We are edging up on the 11 o'clock hour, but I don't want to leave you guys hanging. On the TikTok side, if you're not in YouTube, I don't know what to tell you. You're just going to hang out and watch this screen for a second while I put her out. And then obviously we can talk about that. She's about to crap her panties. Hold on a second.
So hopefully you are watching this before Tuesday, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, because we have no more time left. Kind of like this guy. He has no more time left. And hey, buddy, I probably wouldn't use my face. I would extend my hand. But what do you guys think? Face or hand? What's going first? And you should probably I can see your chonies back there. I'm saying his face is going to hit first. It's just, yeah, it's going to hit first. But are you guys ready for one of the biggest boom busts? Actually, can we just have a moment of silence for the tech sector? Look at that. Wow, that is the worst since ever. Pop the confetti. Didn't Zuckerberg just go from like a trillionaire to a millionaire to a thousandaire to the crowd goes wild? He's now a dollaraire, like us, right? We should ban him. You know what, Elon? I got something for you. Buy Facebook. I mean, you could probably get, if you just hold out a little longer, you could probably get a good deal on it. But coming in from our breaking news, JP Morgan's Fed Day scenario analysis, market could have the best day in 14 years, or you could lose everything. And I know a lot of you guys pop your little hopium pills and go like, it's gonna be good. It's not gonna be good, especially when you look at these stories. Job openings, something that Jerome looks at, unexpectedly soar. It doesn't say sour, it says soar. That means there's a lot of jobs. Anyone want to come work? No, they want to make sure you don't work. They're trying to get you fired. So this isn't working with their narrative. In second best month of 2022, despite plunging hiring and quits. So I know all of you guys are like, no, the Fed's going to say something really good. No, they're going to use dirty words, like words that start with a C, an F, or a P. Yes, Skylar.
Hi, Bravo. It's me, baby Billy. Skylar's not here, but he wanted me to tell you if you use like the P word, you got to use another word like pussy cat. You got to quickly say it. I got to go now. Hey, you like my tongue? Hey. Do you also like how I do my hair? It's like my mom does it. She says it looks like yours. It's pretty.
Billy, I like your tongue and your hair. It's very nice. Just don't interrupt me. But now on to Powell, who thinks he controls the whole world. That's because the whole world gives him that control, and the people won't take it away from him. Bonds rally with Powell's his favorite curve, poised for an inversion, which I would love to show you. Do this in under 5 seconds. This chart on my right, which is on your right, I hope. That was I tried to do a circle. that was a really good circle there, Bravo. The chart on the left. So this is the stock market. See how we've went down, and then we go down every time it inverts, inverted there. All these times it inverts, it goes down. But what I want you to do is I want you to look over here. This side, okay, this is 4.65. We're almost there, which tomorrow that thing's going to go boop right up there. And this line, see, this line is supposed to be going in this direction, like that. Okay, so the banks borrow on one end, which would be over here. Okay, they borrow over here, and then they give it to you over here. Okay, and they make money. But right now they're not making money because it doesn't work that way. When people say it's inverted, that means it should be looking like this. Okay, but it's not. Do you see? It's kind of looking like, well, soon to be looking like that. It's inverted. It's kind of interesting to sit back and watch the demise. These are billions, if not almost trillion. One of the largest market cap, if not the largest market cap company in the world. And the kid flushes it down the toilet by telling everyone, I swear, everyone, we're just going to wear it our whole life. Said no one ever. This is a perfect illustration. How it started, how it's going. Actually, I could probably help you finish doing this drawing, but I'll let you finish it drawing it on the way down. And actually, I don't know where these kids are getting their money to even trade crypto anymore. Your credit card, right? You're like, no, I just put it all on the credit card. Sold out. Yeah, maxed out the cards. Bought Bitcoin. It's gonna go to 100,000. Now it's almost $1 trillion in credit card balances right now. And here's the crazy thing: consumers are carrying debt longer. 60%, over 60% of respondents. I'm assuming a lot of you guys lie. You're like, no, I'm good. Credit card debt carried for at least a year. How much are rates nowadays? I mean, it's great to use for me. I put it all on a credit card. I know it sounds crazy, but I make a lot of money by doing that, and I pay it off every morning. I'm like, swipe, 18%, 23%, 30%. That is unbelievable. 26%. Can I sell you some farmland? 26. I mean, this is between 18 to 27%. You can't even make that in the market. And that's at $1 trillion carrying that. Oh, this thing's going to go. And then they get you with all this. You get 60,000 points. I don't even do that. But you got to pay. Oh, and then $95. And then you got to pay 26%. And maybe if you transfer all of your balances, it's just going to be zero. But then we're going to jack you to 28%. Oh, and just to let you know, I care about you. The government doesn't. The Fed doesn't. Your mom and dad do. So you got that one. That one's good. Desperate Democrat. Get rid of that. Sorry, don't. Not political channel. I don't care. Lawmakers lambast aggressive feds' apparent disregard for livelihood of Americans? How dare they? We're falling on our faces. Here's the problem with that. They're like, oh, well, I can help you. Just all you have to do is just give up your rights and we'll take care of everything. I mean, the only thing you have to give up is your freedom. I don't think it's a good call. And that's why I would say, start businesses, trade equities. It's the same stupid thing I've been saying for a lot of years.